What happens when you let enfant terrible, now just terrible, Daniel Nardiccio off his leash to say and do whatever he wants? The man who has offended everyone is back.
Along with my brother from another mother, Adam Klesch, we're back with our latest creation, Trigger Warning, a podcast that is not for the faint of heart.
Prepare to be offended, enlightened, and highly entertained.
Trigger Warning is not a safe space podcast, but answers the questions no one wants to ask. Served steep in vodka and a dash of bitter.
Each week, we'll bring you the highest and lowest in NYC nightlife.
So buckle up. You've been warned. All right, guys, you're listening to us. We're here live at Zip 66, our lovely Mexican roadside cantina in Zipolite, Mexico. My name is Daniel Nardiccio. You're here with me and my brother,
Adam Klesch.
And we're here spilling the tea. And we haven't really spilled any tea. We served a lot of coffee.
We've spilled a lot of mezcal.
We spilled some mezcal tonight.
For those in the service industry, your spill tab is what's been quote unquote wasted or made incorrectly.
You know what the funny thing about it is owning a restaurant when I'm here all day long doing stuff, it's like I actually resent when people come in. I'm like, oh
Get
my God.
out.
I'm busy recording my album Sin Permiso.
I can't wait to hear the lyrics.
Oh my God, like un pregunta los honesto. It's called No Permission, which I guess is probably inappropriate now to say no permission in a song.
As long as your name hasn't been redacted over a million times.
That's true, and I've never been on a plane. I've never been to a private island, but I'm going one next
We
week
are.
on the Vacaya cruise.
Come
I'm going
on,
to a private
Vacaya.
island. It's the only private island I've ever been to.
We're going to be celebrating Valentine's Day on the Vacaya cruise.
So, you know,
maybe you'll find a Valentine.
and it's now a few days before Valentine's Day, and you have a Valentine.
I have a Valentine? Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm in a relationship.
Yeah, well, don't you have a Valentine then?
Yeah, but I feel like you should celebrate your love 365. I think Valentine's is, I think it's for suckers. I think Valentine's Day is for suckers.
Really?
Yeah, it's like when people make up for everything they didn't do the last 364, right?
Well-
Like, shouldn't you always want to bring like the person you like? I mean, anytime I see something that I like, I buy it for Alex, and I'm like, oh, this reminds me of him. Let me get it for him. Or like, oh, I'm going to get chocolates. Or we're going to go out to a movie tonight.
So, are you going to have "Hold On" as your wedding song?
I've got no one else to blame.
You know what else to blame? Hold on for one more day.
Hold on for one more day.
Alex will be legal probably by that point, right?
He's as old as that song is.
He probably is.
I think he is.
Actually, I have to look it up. When did Alex graduate high school?
Hold on.
Literally, hold on.
2020, 2021.
Okay, let me see when it
Somewhere
came
in there.
out.
Probably 21.
It came out in 1990.
Whoa. Jesus.
It's like 10 years older than Alex.
Jesus. It's 7 years younger than me.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
7 years young.
Younger than me. I was born in 83.
7 years. Yeah, right.
Yeah. Or I'm 7 years older for your stream of consciousness.
Right, totally. I didn't understand that at all. I was like, younger. All right, you guys, it's Valentine's Day week, and I'm going to tell you a story. Are you
Okay,
ready?
hit me.
Children gather round. I have to tell you a story about when I was problematic. Sam might want to leave for this one. Sam's here. We're live in Zipolite.
Our business partner Sam's here. It's so much fun having him around.
I know, totally. It's been great. Red. I'd love to call out Red. Oh, shit.
Girl, is your phone on during recording?
No, it's actually my laptop. So anyway, we're here in Zipolite. Josh had said, what about doing a Valentine's Day episode? And I
Yeah,
thought
sure.
it'd be really fun. I have a fun Valentine's Day story. When I think of my most ridiculous Valentine's Day, it was, you've heard of Shirley Q Liquor, right?
I have.
Yes.
I heard of Shirley Q Liquor before there was cancel culture.
Okay, great.
Before
Well, yeah,
people got
totally.
triggered.
Totally. It was a different time.
Or
Let's
at
just
least
say
nobody
that.
got listened to when they were triggered.
It was probably, I don't even, God knows, sweetie, now we're doing high life, low life. Shirley Q Liquor was at
Such a great party.
And Rue had said that I knew Shirley beforehand. I knew of her stuff because I lived in New Orleans, and Shirley Q Liquor was big in New Orleans, particularly around Decadence. Rue was a big fan, and so Rue kind of really not promoted, championed. Let's say
Championed,
that. She championed Shirley Key Liquor, saying that it wasn't racist, it was just interesting and funny, and it was comedy, yada, yada, yada.
I mean, back then it was like Southern humor, right?
Right. And I would see Bunny in New Orleans crawling out of a club, being like, I'd be like, hey, Bunny. She would look at me with her eyes glazed over, completely in a blackout, going,
Cross-eyed, kicked by a mule.
and I'd go, Bunny, are you okay? She'd like, New Orleans, it's seductive.
It's seductive.
Exactly. It's seductive.
Oh, God.
What did she say?
I do love Bunny's voice. I mean,
Oh, no, totally. What did she say one time? She said, do you know that they say that good people that suck dick really good don't have, aren't able to, they have dementia?
By the way, she said it this way because she was hammered.
She's like, do you know that? I read somewhere that people with dementia can't suck dick really well. And she's like, and I said, really? Where'd you read that? She goes, can't remember.
So good.
Can't remember. So anyway,
So you've got RuPaul telling you that it's okay to have
Yeah,
Shirley Q
totally.
Liquor.
That was back
I mean,
when
for our listener, Shirley Q Liquor did blackface.
She did blackface. She did blackface as a performer, and I know that people are going to be upset about
Triggered?
that, but it was triggered. Exactly. Back then it was a different time back then because the internet wasn't really around, so people weren't able to like spear. She was big in New Orleans. I saw her once. I thought it was really funny. If you want, you can look her up online. She does something called Ebonics Airways, which is so funny, and of course, it's very much stereotypes.
I'll admit to it, it's hysterical.
And
It's
it was-
stereotypical, and you just have
Yeah.
to take comedy for comedy's
And
sake.
it was when I say it was a different time, it wasn't that I didn't think that it was going to upset people. I was in a period in my career where I didn't care because you were just kind of throwing stuff at the wall, trying to figure out who you were, trying to figure out your career. Yeah, part of it, I'm sure someone's going to write, I'm sure you were trying to figure out if you were a racist. It wasn't about that. Judy Garland did blackface. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not saying blackface is correct. I'm saying that it was done in a different time, and it was done, and whether you like it or not, it happened.
Absolutely.
And Shirley Q Liquor was doing. She also did Betty Butterfield, who was a white character, who was this religious nut, and I just loved Betty Butterfield, almost in some ways better than Shirley Q Liquor. So anyway,
Shirley's not even like allowed to work anymore, right?
not really, but she also was like a mess. So I booked her for New York, and I knew it was going to be a scandal. I was starting out in my career. I thought this will stir some hornets' nests. It was a weird time, probably not the smartest thing I ever did, but not the stupidest.
Yeah.
It's still early tonight. So anyway, I booked her. She came to New York. She brought this weird guy who worked for her, had like 3 teeth, and she proceeded to sit backstage and refuse to go out of the show until she probably, and I'm not even joking when I say this, I think we counted 19 Bacardi and Cokes before she'd go on stage. Supposed to do 2 shows. I had people that were outside protesting. Only 2 times in my life have I had protesters.
Were they from AA?
No, they should have been, right? No, she sat backstage.
They weren't
and
protests. They were trying to get in to take
she
her.
got blotto. Her eyes were so like blotto that, like, it was like talking to Bunny.
That's like a You should have let me have.
remember.
Should have let me have my sip. It would have been a spit take.
I know, right? Can't remember.
Can't remember.
Bunny, I saw you in New Orleans last year, didn't I?
so is-
Can't remember.
So is that your best or worst Valentine's Day?
Well, so they were protesting outside, and I was like, I actually, unlike other protesters who have started, I made fun of, and I'll talk about that in a second. These protesters, I actually really understood what they were talking about, and I kind of regretted doing it. It was like one of those things, and many people
Did you regret it after you were counting the covers, or
No, you make that much money because this is the part of the story that's so crazy. She did the first show. She was blotto drunk, did the first show. It was interesting, wild. It was late night. Sweetie and I did it. It was like 1 o'clock in the morning. Wouldn't go out for the second show. She's supposed to do a second show. Couldn't go out. She was completely blotto. Mean.
Blotto? I love
Mean.
Blotto. Blotto, you know what?
Yeah, blotto.
Blotto's
Totally.
so good for like hammered, plastered, whatever.
Absolutely.
Blotto.
She was blotto.
Yeah.
And she just was like, I knew this show wasn't going out for a second show. And I think the way it was structured, we had people coming for a second show. And so, we lost money on the show. It wouldn't matter. I mean, who cares if I lost money on a show which was racist? She ended up, disappearing with her toothless assistant. And that was kind of the end of that. She was supposed to do like a bunch of numbers, did a couple numbers. It caused
Sounds
a
like
stir.
trouble was on the horizon to begin with.
Totally. I mean, to be honest with you, I was so nervous that night that I probably had a few drinks myself. And you know what? I can't remember.
I love nervous drinking you because I'm always like, there's like this like philia part. There's like this brotherly part where I'm like, oh God, all right, someone just needs to tell her she's okay before she has that second.
Oh, girl,
And
second.
I was being kind. But then there's times where I'm like, let her rip. We're going to have fun tonight.
Well, that was the first time I had protesters. I've only had protesters twice. I mean, I've had them at my house, but that was just people running around yelling at me. That's a long story. I'll save for another time, not Valentine's. Oh, and the worst part about the Valentine's Day show that I will admit was really awful, and people will probably get, whatever. I occasionally get people to write me things about our show, and they were like, was I called it the Valentine's Day with an M.
Which is already a trigger for me.
I had a whole, why?
It's quite easy. I mean, it goes back to the Catholic Church. It was Saint Valentine, so therefore, apostrophe S, it's Valentine's Day. Right, totally. It's his day. And when people just say, happy Valentine Day, it's not Valentine Day. I know you may have a singular Valentine. Now we're getting into my trigger, but fuck it. It's like, it's Happy Valentine's Day. Will you be my Valentine? And then there's just people that put M's, like when people say, oh my God, I love going to Bergheim. It's not. It's Berghain. And it's not Valentine. It's Valentine.
Wouldn't it be at Berghein's? Because it's like
it's Berghein's Day. But you would say, I love going to Berghein's.
Wouldn't you say Berghein's?
No, I love going to Berghain.
You're right.
The club is Berghain.
You're right. Totally. No. I love going to Berghain. You're right.
Yeah.
Totally.
It's just the mispronunciation of it all.
Wow.
I'll have another sip.
Sip 66 is like your number.
Welcome to Sip 66.
But that was the first time I had a protester. The second time I had a protesters were...
was Poland after?
Well, Poland wasn't a protest. That was like I was
people
in
throwing
the country.
Cans of
they
food.
were protesting us, but I was in their country, so I don't consider it like they came to my club to protest. Like they were throwing rotten eggs at me or eggs. That's the sad part is these people needed eggs.
They were like Polish ice.
They look so ugly. They were so ugly. I'll never forget. You can't get this visual out of your head, and I can describe it. We're driving, me and Dustin Lance Black, Julie Alice Muse,
Amanda Lepore.
We're driving down the main road into in Poland, in Warsaw, in this float, and I see this little old woman, and she's like there by the side of the road, and I lean over and lean out of the float to say hi to her, and all I see is her middle finger go up in my face, just like, and she's like, "Fuck you."
Wow.
She didn't say "fuck you" because it would have been like, "No, whatever." But she was like,
in my mind, I have like the Polish version and like a babushka, which is Russian, but close enough, like this handkerchief wearing like Betty White.
Yeah, she was heinous looking. She was mean looking, but you know how like mean people can look kind of.
What's "fuck you" in Polish? Did anybody?
No, it was. She didn't say "fuck you." It was the "fuck you" look in her face,
Okay.
just angry and hate, like so much hate in her face. And I thought, if you had spent a third of the time that you spent hating things, flossing, you still have to.
The Eastern Bloc does have a hate for homosexuals and dentists.
Poland was awful.
Yeah.
It was so awful that I went to, when I told the story before, and
I've
I
only been
snuck
twice.
out,
No.
and I snuck out and I got on the train to leave for Berlin. I'll never forget, I went into the train station and it was like, fog was in the train station. It was foggy. It was like one of those movies where like someone's getting on. It's like, "Come on, kids," and he's like at his wife and "See you later," blah, blah, Klondike 4532, and like one of those 30s movies. But there's like fog in there,
and all I can see is Madeline Kahn and Gene Wilder and Young Frank. Taffeta, darling, taffeta.
Yeah, no, that was the good thing. But like this is the bad Eastern European version.
And you're like,
yeah, totally.
I hope this train's going west.
It was so weird. Yeah, no, right, exactly. Ended up in fucking.
Won't say it, but I bet you can guess it.
There's a really good documentary.
Starts with A, rhymes with sandwich.
There's a really good documentary about this, the coldest place on the earth called it's like it's called like Akasawa or something like that. It's in Russia. It's this really cold place. It's insane. There's like 100 people that live there.
Is it in Siberia?
It's in Siberia, and you drive there. When you drive there, you have to be really careful because if your tires blow out, you'll just freeze to death. Like you have to drive.
one's coming.
No one's coming. There's no AAA.
Yeah. Well, they also don't.
They don't even have A.
I was just going to say in the Cyrillic alphabet, I don't think it's A, so.
You're right, exactly. So anyway, that was my first time getting the second time, which is actually a lot more fun. But you know what? We're going to take a break. We'll be right back.
And you know what? I never leave home without leaving at home? My Clone Willy.
I love Clone Willy. They've been a lifesaver. They've sponsored the underwear party now, I think probably 10 years. They always send me a box of them. I always love to give them out. Clone Willy is, you can literally make the exact replica of your cock.
When substitution and imitation won't do.
But seriously, contact Clone Willy. Go to clonawilly.com. Use the code trigger warning for, I don't know, some money off, I'm assuming.
Got 10 inches? We got 10% off. Trigger warning at Clone Willy. You're back here at Trigger Warning. We were trying to figure out if we could hear the AC or not because we are boiling.
Yeah, it's hot here, man.
Believe it or not, when you build something beautiful out of concrete, it can still get extremely hot inside.
Exactly.
Because it's always warm down here.
It's always warm. It's always in the 80s, right?
Yeah.
Well, mornings are like in the 70s.
Well, we heard about people protesting you. We heard about your Valentine's Day.
Oh, I got to talk about that. I didn't talk about the good protest.
Okay, so talk about the good protest then.
All right, so I started the underwear party in Fire Island about 25 years ago. I think it's 25 years this year. I'm not really sure. There was this guy. I can't remember his name now. He passed
sounds
away.
about right because I was your clothes check guy for your second year. Yeah.
Exactly. And this guy, Richard LaFrance, I know, right? You were just a mere 40. And Richard LaFrance.
A mere 40. My, how I've aged in 3 years.
I know, right? Thank you, Dr. Santi.
Can't remember.
And anyway, so this guy, Richard LaFrance, really got upset because it was called Boy Scout Camp. The whole idea was pitch a tent. You know, times were different then. You could say boy camp, but people now would be like child pedophilia, whatever.
Epstein.
Yeah, exactly. Dr. Richard LaFrance, he basically got upset because he thought it was Boy Scout camp, meaning that you couldn't be older if you went there. It was post-AIDS, blah, blah, blah. So he started protesting.
All the older guys go to Boy Scout camps. That's the problem.
Exactly. And the priest. So he ended up protesting the party, and he would stand at the dock and tell people not to go to the party at the dock in the Grove. And
how'd that work out for him?
It was incredible for me.
Yeah, exactly.
The party took off, and all of a sudden I decided this is the
because also the people getting off the boat on the dock that don't know about the party, and he's protesting like, oh, there's a party where?
I didn't have to pay anyone anymore. They were like,
this is pre-Flyer Boy.
They're like, young people are going to this. I'll
is
go.
he still around?
Yeah, no, totally right. Sad guy.
Get him back on the dock.
I know. Poor Richard LaFrance moved back to Florida, then died, which is what everyone does when they go to Florida. So anyway. He hired these protests,
including politics.
He protested it, and then I thought it was really funny because the party took off. So I thought I'm going to get protesters, and I had an underwear party in the city with Sammy Joe. And I thought this is really fun. The party's doing well, but I hired protesters from Craigslist back when you could hire people from Craigslist, like hookers, whatever.
Yeah.
Blah. And so anyway,
can't remember.
I hired them, and I gave them signs that said "Pappy, priests against panties protest you." And they were guys they was dressed as priests, yelling at people as they went down the stairs to the slide, going, "You're gonna go to hell!" And we thought it was so funny. Murray Bartlett at the time was doing the door. Murray Bartlett from White Lotus, which, by the way, they just announced Sandra Bernhardt's going to be doing it. Breaking news. So she's going to, if anyone listens to Jess's podcast, she's going to be grabbing those bags of peanuts and pouring them in her purse.
Hey, listener, do you hear that?
Mm-hmm. So these guys were like protesting guys as they went down dressed as priests. And not the guys, the audience was dressed as priests. The protesters were. So anyway, these guys would
come in. And on
Valentine's
Day, they were cardinals.
Exactly. So they ended up coming down the stairs. These guys had just been protested at, and they were like fucking rocked by it. It was so fucking funny. They would walk in and be
really
like,
good.
It was really fun, yeah. That was a good time. I only did it like maybe 3 times, but it was good enough. And I learned if you want to promote something, you hire protesters.
Yeah, I mean, that's what the Republicans are saying, right?
Exactly.
That like all the protesters
Look what they did for Bad Bunny.
Yeah. Yeah. Bad Bunny
they really promoted the hell out of that.
Yeah, I mean,
totally.
Everyone was like, I got to watch Bad Bunny. I remember a time about a year ago where Bad Bunny wasn't even on my radar. And I mean, I'm ashamed to say that. I'm a kid of the radio, you know, and like the radio doesn't exist anymore. And now, as Daniel says, I'm always in like my sauerkraut factory turned EDM sound bath.
Yeah.
So like pop culture kind of passes me by. It's not in my algorithm. My algorithm's a lot of like anti-ICE, anti-fascism, and then like kids getting hurt, which I love. I don't love kids. Sorry. Wow, did that come up? I'm going to have protesters. There's an Instagram called Kids Getting Hurt, and it's like kids in a funhouse running into a mirror. It's not like the unredacted names of people from Epstein Island.
Exactly.
God, I forgot where I was going with this. Doesn't matter.
Bad Bunny, and you
Oh,
don't
Bad
really-
Bunny. Yeah. And all it does when they scream about it is it skyrockets. Like, it put him right in
Everyone
front of
wants
my
to watch
face.
it to see what he's going to do.
And then I was like, fuck, his music's really good.
I know it, right? Now I'm listening to him. Yeah.
And the thing is like, if you had watched the Super Bowl halftime show, and I'm assuming everyone of our listener has, because they don't really watch football, they're more into it for the halftime show, which I love is no longer Pepsi. Now it's Apple Music, but they have their own problems. Nobody's safe. His entire message was like love and
Getting married.
The
and,
whole
you
of
know,
the Americas is one. It doesn't
Exactly.
matter what
Yeah,
color you are or whatever. We are a people.
And
you
they had a
know?
meltdown. It was incredible to watch. They just had a
so
meltdown.
good.
And then old Rock was performing, and he was lip syncing. And it was just so.
Oh,
you
and
know,
who's that nutbag? Megyn Kelly that went
Megyn
on
Kelly.
Piers Morgan and was like, "This is an American tradition. It should be in English." Blah blah blah. There's 40 million Spanish-speaking people, and then she put her foot in her mouth. And there's 310 million Americans that don't speak a lick of Spanish. Yeah, there's 310 million Americans that aren't bilingual. You
Right,
stupid
exactly.
fuck.
Exactly.
You know, and then Piers Morgan, who I don't love, but he was like, "What's the official language of the United States?" And she was like, "Well, we're trying to vote when exactly. There is not an official language of the United States because we're a melting pot."
Right.
So fuck off, Megyn Kelly.
Exactly. It won't kill you for 12 minutes to watch something that you don't understand. I don't understand opera, and I listen to it.
Well, and that was a lot of other people's arguments. Is like, nobody goes to the Met or anywhere else and demands the Sopranos sing these gorgeous century-old songs in English.
Listen to Nessun Dorma. It's one of the most listened to operas, and no one knows the words
And
to
it's
it except
beautiful.
Nessun Dorma.
I mean, some of us.
You might. You might.
So
Tell me about your Valentine's Day.
my Valentine's Day.
Or your Valentine's Day. depending
Times
on-
my Valentine Day. My Valentine Day. I think one of my most memorable Valentine's Day was also probably a protest against me. I was well into my self-medicating addiction.
Oh, you were deep in the cups, as they say in AA.
I was deep into the cups and the spoons.
Oh,
and
yeah, totally.
Yeah,
As opposed now that you just use the shovel out back that we
exactly.
use for the...
No cups, just shovels. Spoons are for soup. No, I was madly in love with a guy named Adam as well. And things were on and off and on and off, and we had been on for a little bit. And I was at the point in my life where, when you get like these ideas of, these grandiose visions and, your just grandiosity is everything you're going to be. And I had hired a barbershop quartet
Oh, my God.
to go into his place of work.
Oh, my God.
And sing this like Valentine's Day song. In the morning, I had already had what was the big cupcake company in Los Angeles? Sprinkles. Sprinkles,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah,
So they delivered sprinkles. All of his like coworkers were like, "Oh my God, your boyfriend's the sweetest." And then this barbershop quartet comes in. They're each holding a dozen roses. Like you could hire them. It was like Uber, right?
I don't know why I'm getting really nervous. My palms are sweating right now.
And we went out to dinner that night. We had dinner planned and everything. And he was like, "Oh my God, like you blew me away today. That was like the sweetest thing in the world. Nobody's ever done anything like that for me for Valentine's Day." And I was like, "Oh, I'm so happy you enjoyed it." He goes, but I got to tell you,
I knew a but was coming and not in the way that I like it.
I'm going back to Jonathan. And this was the guy he was dating while we were off.
Oh, wow.
And he's like, "I actually have to leave dinner right now because I meant to spend the night with him." And I was like, "You have got to be fucking kidding me." I was so crushed. He was protesting me. He's protesting my love. In the long run, it was a good decision because I think it was all of, I don't know. A couple months later, I was in AA.
Okay, I could see that. See, what would have been great is if the next day you had the barbershop quartet go by and sing "Bad Guy" from Billie Eilish.
Billie Eilish, I think, was 7 at this point.
Okay, I get it. Yeah, totally. Oh, that's right. You were nigh on 35 at that point, right?
Yeah. These are my long lost LA years.
Oh, that's a
Yeah.
hard one, man.
Oh, my LA. And I was so crushed. Thank God. Shout out to Aaron Elvis. Aaron Elvis like picked up the pieces that was Humpty Dumpty.
Wow.
Back then. Yeah. It was
real intense.
It was a
yeah.
rough one. But, since then I also realized like a big spectacle is lovely. But like, I don't know. I just feel like for Valentine's Day, there should be 364 other days where you can show the person you love or who's in your life. And even like Valentine's Day can be for friends. It can be for family. It can be a day of love. But spend the rest of your year like being kind and loving to people.
Yeah,
You know, like
well, you always are.
I hope so. I
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I
totally.
like that people think that of me. Like it's easy to like. I don't know. I travel a lot and go through an airport and be like, oh, this makes me think of my brother. This makes me think of Tima. This makes me think of Alex. You know, like
What did they sing? Was it Mr. Sandman? I always feel like the quartet would sing Mr. Sandman.
Mr. Sandman. No, I'm trying to think what they sang. You know, knowing me, it was probably something horrendous, like a Josh Groban or a Celine Dion
totally.
or whatever can be done in 4-part horrendous. You know?
Yeah, totally. Wow.
Yeah.
Oof, that's a tough
Yeah,
one.
it
My
was-
hands are still sweating.
I'm still sweating talking about it.
Well-
what if Adam Wheeler is our listener?
Adam Wheeler. Oh my God, that would be great. Well, it could be.
He's like, let's see how hot and far he went down.
You know what? Actually, I think we might have more than one listener. I know that my friend Christopher T has been writing me.
I was going to say Chris Harder.
You know, Chris Harder. I know. What
Baby
Josh
with a
Roby.
butter knife is
Yeah,
watching every
Baby with a
week.
butter knife. Oh my God. So I want to talk about my trigger.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead. Talk
It's
about it.
glitter.
Glitter.
Glitter is the herpes of the craft world.
That's what I always say.
It's the worst thing. Stop throwing. It's bad for the.
But you know that-
horrible for the environment.
Horrible for the environment. But do you know
It's
the
also-
tagline of glitter is the herpes of the craft world?
Well, I just said it.
Nobody wants it and no one can get rid of it.
No one can get rid of it. Exactly. I just hate glitter. I think that it's like the poor man's idea of glamour. It's a nugatory. Oh wait, wrong one. Nugatory.
Nugatory.
You don't know nugatory?
I don't know. I know nougat. Look
It's
at me.
little of no importance. Little of no importance. It's like
Oh.
it doesn't create anything. It's nugatory.
Oh, it's
in
like a
nature.
moot point.
Yeah, it's kind of just it's just like people throw it out and then everyone backs away from it. Everyone's annoyed by it. No one likes it. I hate glitter. If you're in the nightlife world, glitter, you can have it on your face. I don't give a fuck. You have it on your face, even though it's still bad for the environment.
Yeah.
There's environmentally friendly glitter you can buy now, but
Yeah.
no one wants you around them.
Every time somebody comes up to me, like you and I have several clubs now. Hey, us.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
And they're like covered in glitter, whether it's like New Year's Eve or Valentine's Day,
Yeah, right.
or at the burn on the playa.
Oh,
There's
the
a lot-
worst because you don't even have water on the burn.
And you're supposed to leave no trace.
Exactly,
And they
and
come
that's a
running up to you.
trace.
Yeah, exactly. And they want to give you like a hug or a kiss or stuff. And I'm like, no. And they're like, oh, did I do something wrong? I'm like, yeah, you fucking covered yourself in glitter.
It's the worst. It's the worst. Glitter is just a really bad idea all around. Figure out something else. Paint your body with water, like water soluble paint.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't make us suffer because you think that it makes you look cool. It doesn't make you look cool. It's bad. I hate it. Whatever. I was at Domingo Disco the other night and I ran into this trans woman that works at one of the restaurants here, and she was coming up to give me a kiss, and I could feel the glitter on my face right after she did it. And I just thought, oh my God, this is going to be on my face, my neck, my pussy, my crack, and it's going to be everywhere. I hate glitter. It's the worst.
So I've got a word that I've learned this week that I absolutely love. I told you about one earlier, and I'm not going to use it yet. I'll use it another time to
Okay, go.
impress people. Mouche.
What is mouche?
A mouche is a transgendered person down here in the Latin culture.
Okay.
But it's not somebody that has transitioned to
It's like a
live
third sex.
as a it's a third sex, exactly.
I've heard that, yeah.
They're third spirited.
I've heard about this.
and
yeah.
they take on the responsibilities of the woman of the house, which a lot of
Oh,
times
yeah, I've heard about
means
this.
to
Yeah,
like
totally.
care for mom and dad until they pass, clean the house, do the dishes, do the shopping, and like they are able to walk into the roughest, toughest of like motorcycle bars and like get bought drinks.
Wow.
Like they're like a priestess, and I just think it's wonderful.
That's so
I think
cool.
it's
I love that.
wonderful.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I love things that this is going to sound triggering to a lot of people. I love things that remind me of how far behind humanity the United States actually is. Like we try and we push and we try to be the best with siblings and using the correct pronouns and whatnot. But this is like steeped in culture. This is before Mexico was Mexico. This is the Zapotec people and the Incans and the Aztecs and whatnot. The Mouche.
Well, interesting. I like that. You know, I feel like I actually have a lot of faith in Americans. I think that most Americans are not this rapidly anti-trans, anti-gay. I think most Americans are just trying to like get by daily.
I just wish they would fucking vote.
But totally, I know. But I feel like we're right now at a point where the Trump just keeps pushing their buttons with like they're trying to get into sports, they're trying to get into this, they're trying to get in the bathrooms, that whatever. It's just like a really awful time. But things are looking up. With the elections that are happening, I'm very happy.
Every election that has happened, from special elections to, and I'm waiting for the midterms, but every election that has happened so far, it has been like monumentally blue.
Exactly.
I still think we need more than two parties, but we're 250 years old. We'll get there. Oh my God, that's this year.
What?
We're 250 years old this year.
And
this 4th of July.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Wow, that's right. Yeah, totally.
That's insane. That just hit me.
What were you doing for the first one? Can't remember. Learning cursive. Trying to sign my name onto that parchment paper. I'll show you a Hancock. All right, you guys, you're listening to a special mini-sode of our trigger warning. It's a Valentine's Day episode.
You're such a cunt.
I'm really kind of bummed. I don't get hate mail nearly as much. I got more hate mail writing this thing on Fire Island about this guy who like always writes these diatribes about how the Grove is an awful place. And more people got upset about that than they do about the podcast. And a lot of people listen to the podcast. And I realized that means most people actually kind of agree with us.
Yeah. Do you want to read the lyrics of the song ChatGPT wrote you? You could get hate mail for that.
Oh, I know. I actually wrote ChatGPT and I said, I think I deleted it already. I actually I said, write Daniel Nardiccio a Latin song. Sin permiso, which is no permiso.
That's the name of the album.
I know, totally. I have to record it.
Do you have a title single?
I deleted the lyrics because I'm never going to record a Latin album. I just know I can't seem to learn Spanish. And I keep trying, and
you're great with languages.
I am great with languages, but I'm also great with years. Now I'm 60, and I'm going to be 60. And every time I go in, my Spanish teacher is like, so, blah, blah, blah. Yo estoy, tú está. And he goes, what's the next? And I go, can't remember.
Can't remember.
Señorado, can't remember. Lo siento, can't remember.
Mi malo.
All right, guys, you've been listening to Trigger Warning. My name is Daniel Nardiccio.
And I'm Adam Meathammer Clash.
We'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Trigger Warning, hosted by Daniel Nardiccio and Adam Meathammer Klesch, is a Pride House Media production and produced by Josh Rosenzweig. Please note, the views reflected in this podcast do not represent the views of Red Eye, the Ice Palace, or any of its subsidiaries. And any reference to scat, shrimping, upper deckers, skanks, masturbating, rump riding, wolf bagging, Cleveland steamers, jiggly puffing, rusty trombones, Cosby sweaters, Mexican pancakes, and Alabama hot pockets are the views of Mr. Nardiccio, Mr. Klesch, and his listeners, not the establishment. If you are offended, please seek immediate psychiatric attention.
If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. And while you're there, leave us a rating and review. It really helps others discover the show. And if you didn't enjoy this episode, don't tell anyone.
Stay connected and join the conversation by following us on Trigger Warning Podcast.
And you can send us your questions or hate mail to triggered@triggerwarning.com.